Hello, boys and girls. Good morning or good afternoon. Today, we're going to take all that we have learned about photosynthesis, and you guys are going to be writing an ERQ. Now, we will set the ERQ up for you because this is our first one in science, so we're going to teach you what we expect on your ERQ in order for you to score a 4. Because remember, a 4 is the best score. That's a distinguished, and that's where we want you to shoot for. The next score would be like a 3, and that would mean you did a good job, but you didn't go above and beyond. And I'll teach you what to do in order for you to get a 4 in science. And then 2 would be an apprentice, which means if you tried a little bit harder, you could have got a 3 or a 4. And if you score 1, which is a novice, that means you didn't try very hard at all. And we don't want novices. We want proficients, or we want distinguished most of all. So let's review a little bit. At the end of class, you're going to be able to tell me 2 gases that are involved in photosynthesis, and you're going to tell us how those gases are involved in photosynthesis. Like, how does it work? It's a 2-part ERQ, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So if we look at our chart, there are 4 things that plants need in order to make their own food, which is glucose, aka sugar. First, they need sunlight. They need solar energy from the sun. They also need water, which they can get from rain, or they can get from us, from humans watering our plants. So once they have that, they'll need carbon dioxide, which is a gas that we release to them, or animals release that to them. And when they have those 3 things, plants will also have chlorophyll. Remember, chlorophyll is the green pigment in a plant that keeps it green. So chlorophyll. Remember, we put chlorine in our pool to make it blue. We use plants use chlorophyll. That's how they get green leaves. Okay? So those are 4 things that a plant needs in order to carry out photosynthesis. Now, once it has all those things, it will make glucose, aka sugar, in its leaves. Now, once that is finished, they've made their food, their glucose, they're going to release a waste product for us, and that is called oxygen. Oxygen is a gas that we need to survive. So we release carbon dioxide for the plant, and they release oxygen for us. Okay. So I think that you guys have learned a lot about photosynthesis this week. Now, your teacher, whoever's with you, is going to give you an ERQ that looks like this. Now, it gives you a prompt. It says producers are organisms that make their own food, which is plants because they make their own food. They make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Now, you have an ERQ, part A and part B. Part A says name 2 sorry guys. So in part A, you're going to name 2 gases involved in photosynthesis. Part B, you're going to explain how these gases are involved in photosynthesis. And then we give you a rubric. So this would be a distinguished, a score of a 4, proficient, apprentice, novice, and you won't score 0. And this kind of gives you some pointers on how to answer your question. So I have this set up already for you. So on the back of your paper, you are going to put what I'm putting. Watch me first, and then I'll pause it in a little while to let you guys copy it. So don't do anything yet. So I'm going to go ahead and put a part A there. Let's see. Let's make it bigger. That way you all can see it. So here's my part A. And part A says you're going to name 2 gases involved in photosynthesis. So if I say the word name, I want you to tell me your name. My name is Miss Evelyn. So you're naming it. What's your name? So you're going to identify, you're going to name those 2 gases. So I'm going to restate the question. So you kind of think in your head, how can I restate that question? Okay, you should say the two gases involved in photosynthesis are blank and blank. You're not going to tell us yet. And here you go. Here's part A. We have set that up for you. The two gases involved in photosynthesis are blank and blank. So you're going to fill that in a minute, not right now. And part B says, explain how these gases are involved in photosynthesis. So basically on part B, boys and girls, you are going to tell us how those two gases are involved in photosynthesis. You're going to tell us that process. How does it work? How are those gases involved in photosynthesis? Tell me everything you know to prove your answer. So I'm going to start with these gases are involved in photosynthesis. And then you can fill in the blanks. Now you're going to write more than one sentence in here. You can start with this process starts with the what, and then you get those four things and what happens. Okay, be specific on vocab words. The more vocabulary words you use, the higher your score. So use those gases in sentences. Now, in science, how you can raise your score from a 3 to a 4, if you can do it, which you can on this one, you can draw a picture to prove your answer. You're not going to put on part B. I know this because my teacher told me to. That's not going to work, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to copy this poster. Go ahead. Yeah. Yes. You're going to copy the poster that I have or that you have in your notebook. Remember that poster we made? You can copy that poster onto the bottom of this page right here. That will take you from a 3 to a 4. So that will help you prove your answer. So the poster that we made on photosynthesis that describes all four things that a plant needs and the two things that it makes, make sure you're putting those two gases in there so I know that you know what those gases do for photosynthesis. How are they involved? Okay, so you can put that at the bottom of your paper right here. To go from a 3 to a 4, your teacher is going to check it. So you should have, when you're finished, part A, part B, fill those in, and then draw a picture of the process of photosynthesis at the bottom. Okay. And your teacher will pause the video right now. That way you can copy it and do your ERQ and move on to social studies. Okay? I hope that you guys are having a great day, and I miss you all. Have a good weekend. Bye, guys.